Peace, my beautiful souls. So it's come to my attention that I'm purging again, emotionally purging. And I feel so super emotional. But it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like, well, first of all, I'm very grateful for this because I was asking for this because I felt like I was not being able to cry for like quite some time. And I feel like crying used to be like, it's called my superpower because I used to cry about everything. And then, I was telling you guys in one of my last videos, I feel like it's been super hard for me to cry. But now I've been feeling like I just want to cry all the time. And I've just been like self-reflecting, self-analyzing and stuff, my emotions, and trying to figure it out, like what exactly I'm feeling, like that I'm trying to avoid, like feeling what I'm trying to avoid feeling, because I can tell when I'm trying to like avoid certain emotions because I start craving like certain things, like my coping mechanisms that I used to use before 111. I have struggled with an addiction to nicotine for, I would say, like 6 or 7 years or so. And when I can tell, like when I start avoiding feeling certain emotions, I really want to smoke again. And that's been coming up for me a lot lately in general. And so I've been like asking myself like what it is. Like one thing that's come up for me is like a fear of commitment and a fear of also success. And I know a lot of that stems from childhood and then I guess like ancestral trauma also when it comes to the success part. But it's been coming up, having a conversation with someone pretty close to me also, and just also thinking I really do have like a fear of commitment, especially with myself, like things in regards to taking care of myself, my own health, my own success, staying committed to things that will get me there to a state of success or a greater state of my health physically, mentally, emotionally, which within the last 2 years I've done a great job, but there's also things that I've slacked on a lot and like let myself down on, even though making promises to myself, to do better or to have that change. Hold on. Okay, TikTok cut me off. So I don't even know where I left off. But basically, I was trying to figure out exactly where my, why I have so many issues with commitment. Not only with myself, but thinking about even with, being with somebody long term. And I know a big part of that is because I've had a lot of relationships that didn't work out, but I would say they worked out just how they were supposed to work out because I wasn't supposed to be with those people long term. I was supposed to be with them for the time being to gain those lessons, to learn those things. We both had things to teach each other and all of these things. But it scares me to think about being with somebody long term because I'm I don't, there's a part of me that says I don't want to make the same mistake and think that I will be with this person for so long and then it ends. But there's another part of me that knows that the people I was in relationships with before, everybody, even when I would say oh, I know this person is the one, I would be lying to myself, knowing that I'm lying to myself because there was something in me telling me this person is not it for me. But I had such another fear, a fear of abandonment, a fear of being alone, that I would gaslight myself into thinking that this was my person. So in reality, I'm working on letting that fear go, fear of commitment with another person, because I do know that I can trust myself. Although there's a part of me that's a scared survival mode part of me that's telling me I can't trust myself because I told myself that this was the person before and it didn't work out, when in reality I knew that that person or this relationship, any of the relationships I was in, were not going to work out. But I wanted so badly to not be alone, and I wanted so badly to like have my person, that I was willing to gaslight myself into convincing myself that this was the person, knowing damn well it wasn't. So that fear, I'm letting go of more, because I'm reminding myself I can trust myself if I really listen to my intuition, not like what I just want to hear so I can feel fine in the moment, you know? But then now I'm realizing too, I have also a commitment, like commitment issues with my own self, with like my own goals and things that I want to do mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and stuff like that. And I was talking to myself and also my future babies. I tend to talk to my future babies a lot too, but earlier in the shower I was talking, and I'm like, and I was talking to also, like I said, someone who's really close to me about the whole commitment thing, like for myself. And like I was just realizing, I was trying to backtrack, because, you know, shadow work, trying to backtrack to where it's stemming from, then realizing I felt like growing up nobody was ever really committed to me, like people that I felt like were supposed to be there for me all the time and commit to me, like commit to my growth, my safety, my well-being. I feel like I never had that. So in turn, you know, like when it comes to our shadow, it's projections from things that people have said or done to us. So in turn, like what I felt or saw people doing to me, I now have been doing that to myself. So I will make these promises to myself or whatever, and then forget about it, or just say whatever. Like I wouldn't commit to myself, you know? So I was trying to figure that out, because then I'm like, well, yeah, I was just, like I said, trying to figure out where it was coming from. But then I was recommitting to myself again, like today, and lately I just have been, especially with the smoking. Like there was a time where I was smoking cigarettes. Like first time I ever did that was when I got deployed. I started smoking cigarettes, then I was doing it off and on. Then since then, like after a couple years, it was just vapes. And the last few years, it's been the last couple years, like since I started my journey, it's been on and off with the vapes still. And like it's when I get really stressed, or like I said, when I'm really trying to avoid feeling certain things, and I want to pick up that habit again. And the last couple weeks I've been really like craving it, and like I said, because avoiding feelings. But the last one I had, when I threw it away, I really, like, there's so many times I've said, okay, I'm not gonna smoke anymore, blah blah blah. But this time I like really was like, okay, I'm going to make an actual commitment to myself. I know that this is not benefiting me. Like I know what I want. I know why I'm doing it. Like I know I don't actually like it. I know it doesn't actually help me. I'm just freaking avoiding. So I'm going to make this actual commitment here now to not do it again. But I've been like having the urge to do it again these last couple weeks, like really craving it. And so I'm just reminding myself, then like I said, I was having a conversation with my future babies. I'm like, I'm not only committing to me, I'm also committing to them, to my family that I create, the family that my future babies will create. I'm committing to like the past versions of me, to the world, like for the goals that I have for the world. Like there's so many things. It's more than just me, but I know it does have to start with me. Like I have to for real commit to myself. But then I'm like, if I need a little, like I don't know, during that whole conversation with me and them, like it was just hitting me bigger. Like it really is bigger than me. And honestly, when I started this video, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about, so I apologize if this is a bit all over the place. But that's if you've been here, that's per usual. But anyway, but yeah, like okay, so basically what I'm saying is I'm in the stage of working on commitment issues, I guess, on so many different levels. And I also just want to say, like, we have to be a lot more like graceful and patient with ourselves in our journey, because I be like sometimes really not beating myself up so much so now, but sometimes I do feel like super guilty, and I'm just like, why is this so hard? But I'm unlearning so many freaking things, and it's within us from generations and generations back that certain things are instilled in us. um and like, just giving myself grace for how far I've come, how far we've come. Like, we have to give ourselves grace and gratitude and appreciation for the work that we're doing. Even like the simple fact of us being able to acknowledge and be aware of certain these patterns that we have, and wanting to change it, and doing more than just wanting to, but doing it, you know, like, even if it takes time. Things take time. I was smoking without a problem for years and years and years, and only recently, I would say, well, within the last 2 years, have I decided like I really can't do this. And I've done, I feel like, a great job for someone who was smoking every day, like throughout the day, like for years, you know. And even like I said, like I feel bad for even having the craving, but I don't, it does feel really different this time, I'm not gonna lie. Like, because in these moments I really start again trying to go deeper. Like, why do I want to smoke so bad right now? Like, what is it? What am I actually feeling? You know, like, where is this coming from? Because I don't want to smoke. Whenever I do, I would pick it up again. It didn't make me feel good in a multitude of ways, you know? So I'm saying I'm proud of myself for that. Like, because before I would just be like, who's telling you can't smoke? Go get it. Like, if you want to get it, whatever. And then you'll stop again. Even though I know, like, once I would pick it up, I would get stuck again doing it for a little while. But my point is that I would say fuck it and go get it. And now I'm really trying, like, I'm just, and like, in the moment doing the shadow work, like, where is this coming from, you know? So I just, yeah, wanted to come share that with you guys. And honestly, I have a big like shame and embarrassment about the whole smoking thing. Like, this is something I didn't want to talk to you guys about for this whole entire time, because I felt so shameful of it. But I know, like, I need to like let myself let go of guilt and let go of shame for everything, because everybody's journey is different. This is just so happens to be a part of my journey, probably because when I was younger, I used to get so mad at my family for smoking, and I always used to say I would never smoke, I would never do this, blah 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 blah. Never say never, right? Anyway, so yeah, but yeah, I'm just wanting to also, yeah, like I said, say I'm proud of ourselves, proud of us, and have grace for you, even if you do get through times where you pick up that habit again, like those bad habits. Nothing's bad or good, but those unhealthy coping habits. Don't be so hard on yourself, and just try to have a little conversation with yourself, like, why am I doing this? And don't be afraid to feel those feelings. Like, I think that's like the biggest thing for us. Like, we be afraid to feel like these emotions and these feelings, so we're just like, okay, let's go do whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do something else to distract us in that moment, you know? Yeah. But I love you. Thank you for listening. I thought I was gonna cry in this video, but I didn't cry. Maybe in the next one. That's beside the point. But yep, I love you. See you later.